Hello, I am back. Didn't take me too long. Um, okay, I did want to repeat the last one, the interpretation that is. I have seen the affliction of thy people, and I will move heaven and earth to protect and guide them to freedom and eternal life. God understands your sorrows and sympathizes. Remember, God understands your sorrows and sympathizes. Exodus 3:19 to 22. And I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go. No, not by a mighty hand. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof. And after he will let you go. And I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty, but every woman shall borrow of their neighbour, and her that sojourneth in her house, jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and you shall put them upon your sons and upon your daughters, and you shall spoil the Egyptians. Okay. Need my morning tea. My interpretation, and I am sure Moses will not release you from my mighty hand, and I will stretch out my hand in mercy and joy. I am sure Oh, no, it's not Moses, it's on about. I am sure the Pharaoh will not release you from my mighty hand. I am sure the Pharaoh will not release you from my mighty hand. Not about Moses. I will correct myself there. I was completely wrong. Sorry. I will stretch out my hand in mercy and joy. I will stretch out my hand in mercy and joy. Egypt shall be smited, and all my wonders which I must do in the midst of them, all, and after the Pharaoh shall let you go. And I will give this power to the people, favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty. It shall come to pass that when you go, you will go and not go empty. But every woman, oh, but each woman should borrow of their neighbor and offer whatever they have, and to Egypt goes the spoils. Each woman shall borrow of their neighbor and offer her whatever they have, and to Egypt goes the spoils. Okay then, and here we go. Exodus 4:11-12. And the Lord said unto him, Who hath made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb, or deaf, or seeing, or blind? Have not I the Lord? Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say. And the Lord stated to him, Who made man's mouth, the dumb, deaf, seeing, or the blind? Did the Lord not make them all? Now leave me, and I will be with your mouth, and will teach you what you will say in the word. And the Lord stated to him, Who made man's mouth? Who made the deaf? Who made the dumb? Who made the seeing and the blind? Did the Lord not make them all? Now leave me, and I will be with your mouth, and will teach you what you will say in the word of the Lord. Okay. Exodus 22:23. Moses' prayer. And Moses went back to the Lord. And Moses returned to the Lord, and said, Lord, wherefore hast thou so evil entreated this people? Why is it that thou hast sent me? For I came to Pharaoh to speak in thy name. He hath done evil to these people, neither hast thou delivered thy people at all. Yeah. And Moses went back to the Lord and stated, God, why have these people become enslaved by such evil? Why is it that you sent me? The Lord said, for since I come to Pharaoh, which also could refer to Satan in this instance, or any other instance, to talk in thy name, he has done these to your people, and you have not been delivered, these people from evil, by Moses. So he's basically saying that the Pharaoh has condemned them to this evil, but the Lord will eventually, well, deliver his people. And I think it took time because you have to remember God's timing and our timing are two very different things. So this is what Moses and many others did need to understand at the time. Our timing is, well, our own, what we think should happen. But God's timing is completely different, completely changed. It is not perverse or inflicted by impurities like ours. It's holy, it's divine. Okay then. Exodus 13:21 to 22. Led by a pillar of fire and cloud. Of cloud and fire. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, to go day and night. He took not away the pillar of cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night before the people. My interpretation. And God went to them in a pillar of cloud, purity, good, to lead those in the way of God. And by night the pillar of fire, of darkness, evil, he went to give them light. To go by day and night, he took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, letting good stay in the light. The pillar of fire and evil does prosper in the night, as the devil wished, as he likes to hide in the dark. And he stayed before his people regardless. And I feel like this is an attempt of God, in a way, to try to reach those who need redemption, because he kept the light on for the holy in the day. He kept the light on for those in the pillar of fire, those who were in the darkness. So this is basically a case of God saying, I'm here, I'm yours. You need to change your ways if you're in the pillar of fire, but I'm forever with you. I love you. You are amazing. You are my people. But this is the thing. This is the main reason for this verse. It's to say God is here in the light with those who do good, and God is also in the dark with those who do evil. So know that for when you'll be judged. Exodus 14:10 to 11. Fear of the people. And the Pharaoh drew nigh, and the children of Israel lifted up their eyes to God. And behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were sore afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us, to carry us forth out of Egypt? Is this the word that we did not tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. When Pharaoh or and for the last one, darkness and light, like in the spirit world had drawn near, I think. So, darkness and light. I think what it's trying to say is the parallels of darkness and light are in this parable. And you can also see that in the spiritual world. I think that's what I meant by putting that way. Exodus 14:10-11. When Pharaoh or Satan drew near. Oh, that's why. Okay, I bugged that up. Sorry. When Pharaoh or Satan drew near, those of those of Israel lifted their eyes to God and saw the Egyptians marched after them, and they were ever so afraid. So they cried out unto God and talked to Moses. God did not answer them in this case, but note that even sometimes if God doesn't answer you or doesn't answer your prayer, he may be working in different divine ways and mysterious ways to help you, and you might not even know it. And you've also got to take into account if it's an impure prayer or it's a prayer not of the Lord, then of course the Lord is not going to grant it. As there were no graves in Egypt, have you brought us to die in the wild? Said the Israelites. When have you dealt with us? Carry on to Egypt. Is it not gospel that we involved in Egypt? I'm very confused. Oh, is it not gospel that we did tell thee in Egypt? Is it not gospel that we did tell thee in Egypt this? Let us alone, the Jews stated. Let us alone, and don't let us die in the wilderness. And let us alone could also be, well, interpreted as something else, just like the legion, as they would say when they are taken out of a person. Legion say let us alone. Those of the dark say let us alone. I don't feel like let us alone is a thing, that should be considered good or holy or right in any sense. I feel like even those three words themselves come from the devil and from the darkness. And let us alone, that sounds like a demon speaking out of possession. So it's no wonder, in a way, that it was not granted. So it's understandable. I do want to say a few other things before I finish this completely. I would also say that if you can rewatch the entire sermon from start to finish, that would possibly be a very good thing. I just think this sermon is, well, number one, a very big one, and number two, it was a very important one. So I hope you enjoyed all 3 and 2/4 parts of it. All my best. Bye. God is with you. You're all blessed. God bless you all. Bye.